You don't have to go with the Ghost keypad because they're pretty standard. It's wireless, so it's just programming it to read your motherboard over here, your Ghost control. The same thing with the battery box. Could have got any brand. They're all pretty much same size, and the batteries, they're not even Ghost brand. I don't know if Ghost sells batteries, but I bought it on Amazon, so I was going more for the price. We'll see. This is pretty heavy duty. Looks like you can take the outside, so I'll have to mount that somewhere also. Thinking to mount that so I can reach through the gate and on either side to push the button if I don't have the remote with me. So 2 sets of remotes, and then a lot of reading, a big booklet that I read. So here's the gate I'm talking about that mine is not, so I won't use my U brackets, all these, I don't know, spare hardware. I'm gonna have to make a special bracket to mount on mine. So we'll see. Heavy, yeah. It was heavy. There's a little bracket I could buy. I might end up welding one up, we'll see. And a couple other things I'm not gonna use. I'm not gonna worry about putting something under the ground because it's a cement driveway. So I might put a infrared sensor to sense the car. And there's different ways it can open. You can have it swing in, swing out. It all depends how you set it up. So mine's going to swing in. So these arms are going to be mounted on the inside of the gate. I kind of wish they were a little bit smaller. They're like huge, heavy duty. But I guess all the better, maybe, so it don't wear out over time. But here's the gate, all mounted. So not sure the control box is going to go over on this side or over on this side, but we'll see. There's the box that the gate came in. The post came in this, and that's all the wood left over from the crates for the actual gates. Just noticed when I fly in the box on it, has all this information on the bottom. I never noticed that before, but basically the same as the owner's manual. But what I noticed is these bolts here that go through these little cylinders here and here, they're too short, a little bit too short once you put the washers on there, because this thing's spread apart just enough to slip these plastic cylinders in there. So what I did is there was 4 other heavy duty bolts that I have no idea what are for or what they're for. So I used them in that place there, and it can't hurt putting a more heavy duty in there. But they're a little bit longer and they're stronger. These ones are really thin. And there's a lot of pressure on there because this part of the arm attaches to that. So I didn't understand why they did it like that. But luckily I had 4 extra bolts that I have no idea what they're for. I think them bolts are maybe for these over here that I didn't have this type of gate, like a cow or gate, farm gate. The only other thing I have is this one plate here. I have no idea what it's for. Didn't use it, only got one. So I wasn't sure what this one was for, but it's a good piece of thick steel with some holes in it if I need anything like that again for some other project. So I'm trying to touch up the paint, and it's really hard because it's powder coated, so trying to match up with a can spray is like next to impossible, but I'll get as close as I can for all the bolts and everything. But here's the remote, and I thought one button was for single gate and one was for the 2 gates both open, but they're not like that. It's programmed. This is for both gates, and this is not programmed for anything. So I guess if you have a second gate on some mansion property, it doesn't get used. So, in the distance it reaches, the antenna is really good. That's one thing I'm impressed. I could do it from inside the house if somebody's coming for a truck delivery or something. But this gate I got going all the way open over to that. This one is as far as I want it to go. And the thing here, if I ever did this again, since I would have turned this post a little bit, I wouldn't have made it straight over to the other one. I would have turned it a little bit, because you can see my driveway here is slanted. So my advice is, make this post, if it's going to swing in, make that post in line with this turned sideways, not how it is straight face to this other one. This one being straight like that is okay, because this gate opens straight. The driveway is really not too much slanted here where it's going to open. I could move this bracket a little bit and then make it open a little bit wider, but I think that's plenty. I measured it. It's like dump trucks, whatever, could fit through there if they had to. I'm always getting something delivered. So here's what I mean about the bolts. So I primered them, and then I'm trying to match up the paint, 4 different color paints, and to me none of them look good, so I don't know what to do. I might go buy some more paint, 3 different colors I mean, so we'll see. And you can set the dip switch to make beeping noise or not, like a warning. I turned that off because it's annoying when it opens and closes. And then the other thing is, you can have one open and then the second one open, but it doesn't do it like that. I have it set so both open, but I noticed the one on the left side is a little bit slower, even with that switch set. So but they still look like, once they get up closer, they still look like they're both swinging at the same time, which is fine. And I think I sent another video that I mounted the ghost controls for the gate open and closing down there on the bottom. I mean, it looks like it's right and everything because I have that flat panel, but they recommend to mount that thing center line, CL they say in the manual, which is in the center of the gate, to handle the weight of the gate and everything. But this gate you can open with your finger. It's so well balanced and it's not that heavy. If it was solid steel or something like that, maybe then I would probably do that, but I just wanted to hide that from the street. It looks terrible with that big thing sticking up there when we have those designs in the gate. It would break that up. Then the next project, I got to put a little piece of gate over there. Probably gonna buy the metal gate to match it as close as I can here locally, and then cut it, and then put some brackets on the house and put some brackets on the post to hold the gate. But the other thing is that this keypad, I mounted that so you can reach it from the street or from here, either side you can reach it. Then I buried the wire. There's a wire for this arm. It's down in that crack of that cement seam, and I put some cement sealer in there. It's not the perfect color, but that's what you get. So then I have this all mounted up. I have the solar panel here. I have to keep an eye on these branches here to block that. But I kind of wanted this all to look natural, so I pounded that post right in there. When you beat these posts in the ground, first thing you do is take out this plastic cap and then beat it in there. I put like a big flat chisel I had, real wide, and I beat on that chisel to make I could hit it flat, but it still bent the top of this all the way down to about here, all destroyed all the way around. So I just cut it off and then put the cap back on. Who cares? It's like 3 inches I cut off. See, this one I beat in the ground a lot more because I didn't want it up as high. This is supposed to be like 3 feet off the ground for water and that. There's no sprinkler spraying on it, but yeah, I think the ideal world would be to have this box up above the control box to shield it from some rain, but you can't do that. You put this one lower, then you can't open it because it slides up. It would hit the bottom of this, but this slides up easy because it sticks out further, so you had to put the small motherboard control panel box on the top. I guess it's okay. And then there's the gray